Hey, what's up guys? So I'm from Techno Castle and today we'll be doing a review of the Samsung Galaxy Grand. In the past couple of years, Samsung has graduated from that manufacturer that makes TVs and washing machines to the most recognized Android device manufacturer in the world. This could be due to a lot of reasons, be it their insane marketing budget, their quality of their products, or just the sheer number of products they produce per year. Let's stress on the latter. Samsung is probably the only company that makes Android devices in every single screen size and every single, well, not every single shape, but every imaginable possible shape that you can imagine. Yes, I just used imagine twice. Be it any of their reasons, Samsung has established themselves as the number one Android device manufacturer, especially in places like Asia, where people can't really afford high-end devices, so they get the lower end and one of the many lower end devices that Samsung does produce. In most cases, Samsung is known for their flagship phones, the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy Note 3. But what about people who want similar phones but aren't looking to cough up $700 on a new phone? Well, in cases like the iPhone, you're out of luck. With HTC, you can get a phone that's smaller, but that's about it. In Samsung's case, they've made sure that you can only compromise on what you want to and not the rest. So they make a lot of phones, one with a compromise in size, one in features, one in resolution, and so on. The most popular of the compromised phones for this past year? Well, the Galaxy Grand, of course.
The Galaxy Grand is the perfect compromised phone. Despite being a combination of last year's flagships, the Galaxy S3 and the Note 2, in terms of build quality, the phone remains current when it comes to software. It's packing a dual-core Exynos CPU, clocked in at 1.2 GHz, 1GB of RAM, and 8GB of internal storage. It has a 5-inch 480 by 800 display and is rocking an 8-megapixel shooter on the back. This model I've got is currently running Android 4.2.2 and is most probably going to be updated to 4.3 because it's come out for all the other devices already. I'm not too sure about 4.4, but then again, you never know. It also has support for dual SIMs. Probably the one thing I dislike most about Samsung's phones is their build quality. To cut down on costs and also keep the phone durable, Samsung chooses to make their phones out of plastic. To some people this doesn't really matter, but when holding the phone in your hand, you won't be impressed. The back of the phone is slimy and attracts fingerprints and smudges way too easily. It feels slippery and almost flimsy, some might say. On the white variant, the light from the capacitive button leaks around onto the bottom area of the device, highlighting the lower end build quality and compromised construction. One thing, however, I do like about the phone's hardware is the size. I find that this 5-inch is probably the perfect form factor, especially for typing, as it makes the keyboard just perfect in my opinion. Performance on the Galaxy Grand is decent. It's not going to blow your socks off and is promised to stutter when playing not even the most graphic intensive games like Vector, but it will get you through your regular tasks like Instagram and Flipboard just fine. You won't necessarily be faced with lag every time, but due to Samsung's resource-heavy TouchWiz UI, you will be faced with stutters and crashes if you try multitasking too much. The most compromised part of this phone has got to be the display. The resolution of the display is 400 by 800, and that's low enough as it is, but it looks even worse on a 5-inch display. Text is fuzzy and blurry, images and videos look pixelated, and everything just feels subpar on a PPI as low as the Galaxy Grand's. Worst of all, due to the low resolution, everything is just larger than it should be. Icons are massive and not many fit on the screen. Text is large and system UI elements are blown out of proportion. If there's one thing positive I can say about the phone's display, is that it's perfect for old people. Since everything is so large, they're able to use the phone with ease without having to pull out their reading glasses. The most surprising part of the Grand is its camera. It may not have all the bells and whistles that Samsung's higher-end phones do, such as Drama Shot and HDR, but it does have a similar sensor to the one on the Galaxy S3, which is capable of taking some stunning images in the right condition. To me, having all the software enhancements doesn't really matter, as long as you can get decent images, and with the Galaxy Grand, you get slightly more than you bargained for, even with the front-facing camera.
All in all, there's not much to love about this phone, and there's quite a bit to hate. But if you're on a budget of say $300 and you're living in Asia and you're looking for a phone that can keep up with basic day-to-day activities without too much multitasking, of course, I would suggest this one. I would actually love to try out the Moto G to recommend it to you, but I personally haven't had a chance to get it, so subscribe and stay tuned for more coverage if you want my updated opinions. There will also be a, how you say, written report or written review of this, well, handphone on my website, technocastle.net, so be sure to stay tuned and catch you later.